Well, living standards could take until the end of the decade to return to pre-COVID levels, according to the Coalition, as Australians struggle with the cost of living. New South Wales political reporter Julia Bradley has more for us this morning. Julia, how bad is the economic climate forecast to be?
Well, the Coalition is arguing that per capita living standards will not return to pre-2021-22 levels until at least a decade away, so by the 2029-2030 financial year. And they say that this is just the grim reality of the inflation crisis that Australia is facing. Now, this new analysis is based on the government's most recent economic update, that being the mid-year economic and fiscal outlook, or MyEFO. Now, in MyEFO, there was some positive signs. It showed real household disposable income had begun to recover for the first time in more than 2 years. But the Coalition argues that based on MyEFO projections, it would take almost another 2 terms of parliament or a decade away for the damage to be completely erased. The Coalition is arguing the decline in living standards over the past 3 years has been the worst decline that we've seen for households in 50 years.
What we're seeing now is a high-spending, high-tax government that is adding to inflationary pressure, that's meaning that the Reserve Bank is keeping interest rates higher for longer. People are paying more in interest repayments on their home, they're paying more in income taxes, and they're paying more for life's essentials. This is why living standards are going backwards.
Geez, I'm glad people are big enough to call 6 years away or 5 years' time away, mate. We don't know if there's going to be any more wars around. We don't know if there's going to be huge natural disasters. Oh, my goodness, it's something that is certainly not on my agenda to worry about what's going to happen in 5 years' time. But I am worried about what's happening today, especially with the economy and how people are doing it really tough. And, by the end of March, when all those bills start piling in, it's not going to be looking pretty.
Last week, Treasurer Jim Chalmers called for optimism as we head into 2025. He says that the cost of living crisis, or the worst of it, is now behind us. But as we head into another federal election, it'll be interesting to see which party is able to paint itself as better economic managers. We've been speaking with people here in Martin Place this morning.
I'm in a Liberal electorate, but I can't stand Dutton and his policies at all, actually. I don't really like Albanese for that matter either, actually. So I voted Teal last time, probably vote again, Teal again this time, actually, in the hope that more Teals come through, and trying to keep both parties honest. That's a problem, actually. Both parties are really doing the same thing.
In terms of state economies, no state doing it harder than New South Wales, with soaring mortgages, rent, and also really high costs of essential goods like groceries. A new analysis of our most recent economic update has showed that the state is experiencing its 2 slowest years of growth in more than 3 decades as consumer spending slows. We'll be hearing from the state opposition at 11 o'clock.
Julia, thank you.